Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you, madam. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Help the needy.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Can I help you?
I have some money here. I want to leave it in the bank.
Just step this way, please.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Lovely day.
Yes. How do you do? This is Mr. Edmonds, the manager. The lady wants to open an account, sir.
That's fine. Won't you come in? Just be seated.
Oh, it's not very much. It's only $243.
Well, the amount doesn't matter. We're glad to welcome you as a partner. I'll help you make out the card.
Oh, you're very kind.
Your name is...
Hands up, everybody. Now, just keep quiet and no one will get hurt.
All right, you people, move back.
Get out, fast.
What's the matter?
Come on, hurry up with that dough. Quit stalling.
Why is everyone standing?
Keep your mouth shut, Grandma, and lift your hands.
What are you doing?
We're sticking up this bank. I told you to put up your hands.
Robbing a bank on Christmas Eve. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And the money you steal will do you no good.
Will you keep quiet? Or do I have to...
Please, she's just a simple old soul. She doesn't understand.
Hurry up and fill that bag. And if you step on that burglar alarm, Grandma here won't be around to welcome Santa Claus. Hurry up, snap into it. Now listen to me carefully, everybody. Grandma here's going with us for a ride. We're going to clock off a couple of miles on the speedometer. If nobody's on our trail, we'll let her go. But if we're being chased, she gets it. Do you understand?
Don't do this. I appeal to you.
Shut up.
You've been very kind to a lonely old woman, and I want to thank you and wish you Merry Christmas.
Don't worry, ma'am. They won't hurt you if they keep their word. We'll wait 2 minutes. Don't harm her.
Come on, Grandma. And look at that star up there, the way it shines. Almost looks like it was real, doesn't it?
I like Christmas trees, the smell of them. I'm going to hang up a stocking.
You still wear stockings?
All right, so I wear socks, wise guy. Now look.
Hey, don't get sore. Eddie hates to have anyone get the laugh on him. He's kind of touchy. No kidding. You guys are funny, the three of you. Half the time, you act like you were strangers instead of brothers. In the jam, you'll always find us together. How about it, Charlie?
We were together at the bank today, weren't we? Momsy sure put over a great act as the old lady.
You said it.
And she certainly takes plenty of time to remove that old lady's makeup and get into the kitchen. Hey, Momsy, how's dinner coming?
You boys back again? Seems like every time I turn my back, you start picking on each other.
Oh, it's nothing, Mom. Charlie just topped Eddie on a gag, and you know how that makes Eddie burn.
You need a better sense of humor.
Merry Christmas, Mom. How's that?
That's fine. Freddie ought to be here by now.
You think he'll come?
Of course he will. He won't stay away from me on Christmas Eve.
You know, I don't want to criticize the happy family spirit around here. But if it wasn't for this birdie, we could really be enjoying ourselves tonight. In a good hot spot.
If this isn't good enough for you, just run along.
Oh, now, don't get me wrong.
Don't you get me wrong, George. Bert's been spending Christmas Eve with me and his brothers all his life, and he's going to keep right on doing it.
Bertie's mom's favorite son. She sort of babies him.
In a way. He hasn't got the gumption and go of you fellas, but he's all right. All right.
Look, Momsy, how much dough did we get in Center City?
Yeah. How about some facts and figures on it?
$34,000.
Oh,
Very
not bad.
great.
Not bad at all.
How much for each of us?
You're going to have $1,000 apiece.
Only 1,000? Come on, don't be so tight.
We'll need a big reserve if we're going to fund this business as I think we're going. And, by the way, I'm giving Bert $2,000. It'll help him get started.
I don't see why I have to help educate this birdie.
Well, I do.
It's Bertie.
Merry Christmas. How are you, Bert? How's the law business?
Hey, where'd you get the monkey suit?
That's a fine way to talk to your brother. You're just in time for dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't stay.
Can't stay for dinner? Why not?
My wife's waiting for me. We're going to have dinner with her family.
We're not good enough for him.
Not since you went to the Center City Bank this afternoon. The police got Mother's fingerprints from the chair in which she was sitting. In the bank. We ran into 4 or 5 detectives at a filling station near Tecumseh, about 10 miles up the road. They've got one of the clerks with him. He saw the holdup, and he can identify all of you. They should be passing the house in a few minutes. They'll probably stop in. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. You know too much to be walking around loose.
Drop that gun. Good. Thanks for tipping us off about the cops. I thought maybe you'd turned against us for good.
Bye, Mother.
Pack up. We're leaving.
Why move? I like it here. Only what that birdie told you about the cops upset you. Trouble with a lot of people in our business is they get panicky, start rushing around. The first thing you know, boom, they get knocked off.
Finished, Professor?
Yeah.
We're packing. We're getting out of here right now. And there's one other thing for you to remember, Frost. So long as we're working together, I'll give the orders. I'll make the decisions. I'll do the thinking. When I want any of your opinions, I'll ask for them. And I don't want any of them until I do.
Well, I mean, I was
Never
just...
mind. Just start packing.
Read all about it. Paper, thank you. X-ray, paper, paper lady. James Z. Greeno, kidnapped. X-ray, read all about it.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Webster.
Was there any mail today?
I put it under your door.
Thank you.
X-ray, paper.
So glad to hear from you, Mother. It's to be a happy Christmas for us. I passed my bar examination, and now a full-fledged lawyer. Ethel and I are sending you a picture we just had taken. Time flies. Pretty's boy. My grandson. Pretty's wife. That'll do for you, my fine lady.
X-ray, paper. Greeno comes home. Paper.
information we received from you enabled us to locate Pan this morning. Langham and Waring believe Pan will attempt to get in touch with the kidnappers today and buy the ransom money. We'll report further developments tonight. Put that on the teletype to the director.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Don't you think we'd better go in with you?
No, the lawyer won't stand for it. I don't come out in 10 minutes. Come in. I'll fix the lock for you.
10 minutes. Hello, Pan. Come on in. Ma's inside.
Here it is. $100,000.
$100,000 for $300,000. That's good business for you.
There's no use going over that again. Your money's hot.
I tell you it isn't. They didn't get the serial numbers.
They always take the serial numbers, no matter what they say. I'll have to ship your money out of the country. Have to stay on ice 2 or 3 years. Even then, it's going to cost me another $100,000 to get rid of it. That means I'll net only $100,000 on a deal. You'll net $100,000. An even break all around. You count my money, I'll count yours.
Let that alone.
I've got to see the money.
I've decided to get rid of it myself. If you can do it, I can do it.
You mean the deal's off?
That's what I mean.
But I think
Shut up. That's all.
All right. It's a pretty raw deal for me.
We'll take care of that money, too.
What is this?
Pan said 10 minutes. Dad, they've double-crossed us. Get those serial numbers out of his pocket.
Put up your hands.
What's this?
I'll take that. We're special agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You're under arrest.
We didn't kill him. We just came in.
We know that, but we're holding you just the same. As long as Pan was here, there was some kind of a money deal on. What was it?
If we told you, we'd get our heads blown off. We'll take a chance in a jail
Have
first.
it your own way. Let me see that. Serial numbers. What kind of serial numbers?
Just serial numbers, that's all. They don't mean anything.
They're not the Greeno kidnap numbers. But Pan was here to buy the Greeno money, wasn't he?
All right. That's what he was here for.
And what about these numbers?
They're the numbers of Pan's money. Every time Pan went into a deal, he kept a record of the money he put out.
Just in case the other side tried to pull a fast one. Sure, then he could stop them with the threat of making his own money hot by turning the numbers over to the police, right?
You got it figured out, and it always worked.
But not this time. They polished him off before he could talk.
Sure. That's what it looks like to me.
Who were they?
The toughest outfit in the world. Now, that's all I can tell you. That's all I'm ever going to tell you. You see what they did to Pan, don't you? Well, I want to keep on living.
We'll have the boys take him down to the office, then you and I can have a look around. Scotty. Found something? Maybe. Webster, probably. 67 East 25th Street.
Sure, and I don't know what you'd be wanting in her flat, the poor old soul. All right, there you are.
Right. I wonder where Mrs. Webster is. I'd sooner know who she is. Why a letter sent to this address turns up at the other address. Frost. Jigsaw puzzle. C. Jason, Portraits, Center City, Tennessee. Not a bad idea. What's that? To to see Jason.
Well, there it is. Mr. Bertram Webster. And the young lady in the picture is Mrs. Webster.
We got the address?
The address, yes, I have the address. I got the... Oh, I remember all about this now. You know, they didn't come in together. She, Mrs. Webster.
Yes, I sent it to my mother.
There are fingerprints in that picture, Mr. Webster. They match fingerprints we found in another apartment where an underworld character was murdered.
They also matched some fingerprints taken in a bank in this city about 4 years ago.
Fingerprints of an old woman who was supposed to have been kidnapped by the bank robbers.
There were other fingerprints where we found the murder. Some we can't identify, others we can.
One set belongs to a notorious bank robber and killer, George Frost.
You know Frost?
Well, I met him once at my mother's home, but I haven't seen either of them since.
You're not a suspect, Mr. Webster. We're here only because it's necessary.
Yes, I understand.
Is something wrong, dear?
No. These gentlemen are from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is my wife.
How do you do? We're sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Webster.
What is it, dear?
It's about Mother.
Oh.
Just what has she done?
From what we can learn, she engineered the Green Oak kidnapping.
Bert knows nothing about it. He's had nothing to do with her and his brother since...
Brothers?
Yes. Perhaps I...
They may as well know. They'll find out anyway. There are 3 of them, Tom, Charlie, and Eddie.
The fingerprints we couldn't identify.
Probably.
Do you know where your mother is now?
No, I thought she was at the address where I sent that picture.
She hasn't been there since the night she received the picture. It's probably just a place to receive mail. Until today, she's been living at the other address under another name. Have you a photograph of your mother?
No, I have no picture of any of them.
I'm sorry, Mr. Webster. We had to ask. We want to thank you and to assure you that we appreciate your position. You can be certain that the department will do all it can to save you or your family from any embarrassment.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The money that the Websters and Frost took from Pan has been showing up in these spots, indicating they've been on the move some. In this area here, flight seems to have stopped. They've remained here for almost 2 weeks. We've had the town covered, but can't find a trace of them in any of the known hideouts. I'm sending orders to Langham and Waring to proceed there.
Oh, hello, Mr. Ryan.
Hello there, Mr. Smith. How are you?
I wanted to ask you...
Yes, about the cake. You know, I was going to take the cake to Mrs. Smith, and then the telephone told me I should come here, so I brought the cake here. See, look at it. Is that not a nice cake?
These gentlemen...
Yes, hello, Mr. Gentleman.
Mr. Ryan, yesterday you deposited $300 to your account.
Yes, it's 320. Oh, yes. I remember. And tomorrow is going to be $50 more. You see, my calf had a cow. I mean, my calf, it's crazy. I mean, my cow had a calf. My calf I got a cow. You know my wife? I mean, you know, I sold the calf, so tomorrow I'm putting in the $50 in the bank, yes?
Mr. Ryan, these gentlemen are federal officers. They want to ask you a few questions.
About my income tax? Listen, I paid my income tax last year, and I pay it this year, too.
No, it's not about that, Mr. Ryan.
No?
No, it's about the $300 you deposited yesterday. I wanted to ask you...
Listen, I don't pay for the $300 until next year. I know my business. I'm a United States citizen. I know every month when I got to pay my income tax. This $300 I paid last year, I don't pay till I pay last year's, next year, and the year behind comes the year in front. Every 15th of the 15th of March comes my income tax, and then I pay the 15th of April, and then I pay the 15th of January, and the 5th. Boy, do I hate the 15th.
Mr. Ryan, these gentlemen are G-men.
G-man, H-man, I'm as long as you got your head. G-man? You mean when the government... Whoa, say, you gotta have a piece of that cake. Is that delicious cake? Boy, gee, man, how do you like that? I didn't know. Go on, you gotta eat a piece. Go, you gotta take it. I'm telling you, it's delicious. You're a G-man too? Yeah, you gotta get a piece of cake too. Sure, look at that, look at that. Mrs. Smith, you tried the cake, what your wife nearly got. Go on, here, eat it. There it is, look. Boy, is that good, huh? I gotta eat a piece myself. I got a piece with the flowers. That's what I like.
Oh, Mr. Ryer, from whom did you receive the $300?
Yes, I got... you mean the $300 I put in yesterday? That was Mrs. Wait a minute, Mrs. Stupid? No, Mrs. Sniff. Don't tell me. I'll get it. Mrs. Sturgis.
Mrs. Sturgis?
Yeah.
Why, Mrs. Sturgis is one of our social leaders. A member of one of our oldest family.
Mrs. Sturgis, did you give the cash to Mr. Ryer?
Yes, I gave Mr. Ryer the money. You see, I arranged a cocktail party for Mrs. Lisson.
Who's Mrs. Lisson?
She's a very interesting woman I met at a fashion show a few weeks ago. We became, well, rather well acquainted. She wanted to know people, so I had her invited to several parties, and to reciprocate, I arranged this cocktail party for her. Yes, Ellen?
Your card's ready, Mrs. Sturgis. You asked me to let you know.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
Very well.
You were saying you'd arranged this cocktail party for Mrs. Lisson.
Well, as a matter of fact, I needed some money.
And Mrs. Lisson was willing to pay you for assisting her socially?
If you put it that way, it's done very often, you know.
The party's to be today?
Oh, I should be leaving for there now. I'm sure there must be some mistake. I'm sure if there's anything wrong, Mrs. Lisson must be as innocent as I am.
You may be right.
We've got to make sure. You see, the money Mrs. Lisson gave you for the caterer is what criminals call hot money.
Hot money?
Yes, it belonged to a man called Pan, who made a business of buying stolen money from criminals.
Maybe I'm just tired of this town.
It's a nice town. This is a nice place we got here. Better than jumping all over the country in an automobile.
Yeah, I don't know. This way it's so quiet and peaceful. Just don't feel right, that's all. Hiding out like this, doing nothing. I don't think it's smart.
What?
Well, I just don't think.
That's right, George. Just don't think. Because there's no use in both of us thinking, is there?
No, but...
So far, we've done all right, haven't we?
Yeah, sure we have, but all this... I don't know.
It's an investment. Some people invest money. Other people, the smart ones, invest their time. That's what we're doing. We're making important new friends who can be mighty useful to us later on.
You mean another job, Ma?
I don't know. But I do know that the last place the G-men are looking for us is in the social register. You can understand that, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe this is the best idea you ever had. Yeah, sure. The greatest place in the world to cool off, society. Nobody in our business ever thought of that before, did they?
Nobody else in our business could get away with it.
You kind of like it, too, don't you, Ma?
Well...
Gee, you make a swell lady.
Go on, get those clothes off and put on your dress-up suit. Look dignified.
Okay, Ma.
When the well blew in, there was enough gas to light up the state of Texas for a year. Then spark tested off and it became a furnace.
Why, that must have been terrible.
Yeah, it was for a while. Took us a week to get it under control.
How on earth could you?
Well, we tell it is the way it's been ever since we were kids.
Momsey and the boys.
That's the spirit that makes America what it is today. One for all and all for one.
That's us, all right.
Mr. Lisson, expect to sell any acreage in the new field?
No, I don't think so. She and the boys have all they need, and they'd like to keep it in the family.
Why don't you speak to her, Horace? You said you were looking for a good investment.
Maybe I will.
But we haven't any excuse to leave.
We don't need a big excuse. We'll just get in the car and go for a ride. I'll meet you downstairs in about an hour.
All right. Oh, where's Emily Sturgis? Isn't she coming?
She'll be here in a minute. You know it. Excuse me a second, please.
Of course, dear.
Well, we can stop off at the club and have a few drinks, maybe a dance or two.
That sounds all right.
Well, all right.
Enjoying yourself?
Indeed I am, Mrs. Lisson. Eddie has was lying.
Mind if I drag him away from you for a minute?
Not if you promise to bring him back.
I promise.
Excuse me.
But, Ma...
You're not going out with her. I told you boys to stay away from women. They'll bring us nothing but trouble. If it wasn't for a woman, your brother Bert would be with us today. I'm not going to have the rest of my family broken up.
What do you want me to do? Not even look at a girl?
There'll be plenty of time for that.
Yeah, when I'm an old man. She's a nice girl.
I know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to argue with you. You're not going out with her.
But, Ma, I don't see.
I never miss a call.
I know. I was going to call you, but the old lady kept me on the jump. You certainly picked out something for me when you recommended this job.
You don't know the half of it, old dear. That's what I said. They're criminals, and the G-men are after them. Well, they're on their way over there now with Mrs. Sturgis. I don't know what they've done, but the G-men said the money the old lady's been spending belonged to someone they call Pan.
Get the boys.
What's up, Ma?
Pan's money's hot. The feds are on their way over here.
But how could the G-men know anything about Pan's money?
Stop wasting time and do as I tell you. We're getting out of here.
Okay, Ma.
And make it look natural. Tell Tom and Charlie to bring that butler in here.
What's happened, Marvel? Got me. This glass has been empty so long it's dry. So am I.
Oh, here's Emily now.
Your guiding hand is certainly needed here, Emily. The party's dying.
As a matter of fact, it's dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry I was late. Where's Mrs. Listen? That's what we'd like to know. She's disappeared. Her sons are gone, and the butler's melted away like that. Marjorie, you and the guests had better leave. These gentlemen...
We're federal officers. Stay here. We'll have a look around.
Oh, you poor thing.
What's the matter,
Sit down.
Emily?
Someone get some water.
Just take it easy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. They did me rather well, sir.
Here, drink this.
Thank you, sir. Are you gentlemen the G-men?
I believe that's what certain people call us.
Then, sir, I have a message for you.
From Mrs. Listen?
Yes, sir. She said to tell you that Mrs. Webster and her sons, Eddie, Charlie, and Tom, were sorry they couldn't wait, and that you're to help yourselves to the free lunch.
Make a note on our social calendar, laddie. Next time we're not to keep Mrs. Webster waiting.
I can't take in. You're too hot. 2,000 for the night. I couldn't. 3, 4, 5,000 just for one night. Hot money is all you got. You get the Greeno dough and the Pan dough. It says so in the papers.
Copper talk.
No, the FBI gave it out. And they don't kid around. I can't take it, even if the dough wasn't hot. You're poison. You're in business, Heller. We gotta get in somewhere. Hurry up. The cops are coming. Scatter.
Kidnappers, start here. X-ray, paper, read all the road. Kidnappers, start here. X-ray, paper, read all the road.
Number 46. No report.
Eddie.
What'd you get?
2 pounds of hamburger.
That junk again.
Maybe I could get a nice fat turkey for 30 cents.
Gosh, food is food. When you're hungry, hamburger's as good as anything else.
Almost $400,000 in cash we've got, and we have to eat that stuff.
What's the matter with us?
Who is it?
Me. Her.
How are you, Miss Thomas? Got today's rent?
Well, not just this minute, but if you come back tonight.
No, I got to get it now. In advance.
Are you waiting that we're not good for $3?
Why, you...
George, please. All right. We'll move.
Suits me. I don't like the looks of you people nohow.
You got no right flying up like that?
And you got no right making us slip like beggars. For 3 months we've been crawling out of one rat hole into another with hardly enough to eat. All because you won't let us go out and get some more money. Well, I ain't gonna stand it any longer.
You can quit if you want to.
All right. I will. Just give me my share of the money and I'll beat it.
No, don't walk out on us, George.
Let him walk. Let him go out and beat the world alone. Never heard of anybody doing it before, but maybe Mr. Frost is a magician.
Now, don't worry. I won't be alone long. I'll get some of my old boys together.
Now, who do you think will go near you? With every federal agent, sheriff, and policeman in the country looking for George Frost, who do you think is going to be crazy enough to tie up with you? They won't talk to you. They won't even let you come near them. And then one day some rat will turn you in for the reward that's on your head. Get out the bag and give him his cut.
Now, wait a minute. Never mind.
Now you're being smart, George. Ma knows what she's talking about.
We're moving on.
After I gassed the car, one of them pulled a gun. They emptied the till. Got $11. Oh, it was awful. Huh? No, I was too scared to get the license number. Sticking up an oil station for $11. What are we turning in, a cheap crooks?
Shush, George, that's no way to talk. Things will change for the better. Just have faith.
Faith? That's a laugh.
Look. Only 42 miles to Center City. I could see Bertie's baby. We'll go there.
You're crazy, Mom.
I want to do something that'll make me happy. I want to see my grandson.
Eddie. Well, here it is, Ma. It's the best I could get for $1.
No? For a boy?
The lady at the toy counter said it wouldn't make much difference if he was only 3 years old. He might even think it was a soldier.
Oh, Eddie. Now, I want you all to stay right here till I get back. Won't be for long. Be good boys now.
We will. Remember us to Bert.
I will. Bye.
Bye.
Well, what are we going to do?
Wait here, like Momsy said.
We got less than $2. And it's Christmas Eve. All them big stores are still open. Plenty of loose cash laying around. We could knock ourselves off 3 or 4 grand like that. Aren't we human beings? Ain't we got a right to enjoy Christmas, too?
We promised, Mom.
Suppose we surprise Mom with a nice present. Something really different.
Gee, Ma, I'd love that.
And we don't take any chances.
All right.
I don't like it. Won't you go along?
All right, but I don't like it.
Okay.
Good evening. Is Mr. Webster at home?
No, ma'am. He and Mrs. Webster have gone out for some last-minute shopping. They won't be back for an hour or more.
Oh, dear.
Is there anything I can do?
Could I come in?
Of course.
I used to be Mr. Webster's nurse when he was just a little boy.
Oh.
Yes. And now I heard that Mr. Webster has a little boy of his own. I was just passing through Center City tonight, and I thought I'd like to drop in and see Bertie's son. I brought him a little Christmas present. Could I just see him? Just for a minute.
Oh, I think it'll be all right. You don't look like a kidnapper.
Thank you.
This way, please.
Hello. Hello.
Look. Look what I brought you for Christmas.
Oh, the train.
Maybe Santa Claus will bring you a treat.
Who are you?
Oh, just an old woman who loves you very much.
You the old woman who lived in the shoe?
No, Sonny, I never lived in a shoe. Your name's William, isn't it? Let me call you Bill. You ever see your grandma?
I haven't any grandma.
No grandma.
That's what my daddy says.
Oh, I see. Could you give me a little kiss? Night, Bill.
Night.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Goodbye. Thank you for letting me see him.
Not at all. Who shall I say called?
No one. Just an old woman. Where's everybody?
We got to get out of here. I've been waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
Now, look, Ma, don't jump on me. We tried for a stick-up.
What?
We wanted to get some money to buy you a Christmas present, so we tried a job at a big store. Something went wrong. Gee, Ma, it was terrible.
What went wrong? What happened?
The cops. I don't know where they came from. We tried to shoot our way out, but, Ma, they got Tom.
They killed Tom?
No, they didn't kill him. He's the fella, and the cops caught him.
Where's Charlie?
Down in the car around the corner. He's all shot up.
I told you not to go out.
I know, Ma, we were crazy.
Is he here? Charlie. Charlie. It's Mom. Speak to me.
Oh, Mom's here.
You did this.
All right, sure, it was my idea, but I didn't think it'd turn out this way.
I told you how to do that.
Well, we better get him to a doctor. I know a guy in this town who can steer us to the right one.
It's all right, son.
Step on it.
He's got 1 chance in 10 of pulling through.
Then do something.
It'll cost you $3,000 in advance.
I'll get the money. It's in the car.
If you give him $3,000 of that hot money, you'll have the feds on our trail again.
You'll never spend it.
You needn't bother about that money.
It's all right. I got it here.
Ma, Charlie's dead.
You better get him out of here.
Your Honor, this is a hearing on an extradition request for the body and person of Thomas Webster, arrested in this city 2 nights ago while committing the crime of armed robbery. The federal prosecutor here represents the government in this action.
Please state your request.
We ask Center County to waive its claim upon the prisoner so that we may remove him to another city to face arraignment and trial on the more serious crime of kidnapping.
Prisoner's counsel?
I guess, Your Honor, the prisoner's without counsel.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Have you no funds to engage counsel?
I hadn't got a cent. When I stuck up that store, I was hungry.
This court is not interested in your motives for the holdup. It's the prisoner's right to oppose extradition at this hearing if he so elects. He cannot present his case without counsel.
Your Honor, if the court is agreeable, I offer my services as counsel.
The court is agreeable, Mr. Webster.
Hello, Tom. Hello. This is swell of you, Bert.
Does the defendant accept Attorney Webster as his counsel?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do. Yes, sir.
Proceed, gentlemen.
If the court pleases, I'd like a few moments alone with the defendant.
Counsel may have 10 minutes with the defendant.
Thank you. How's Mother?
Oh, she's fine. She often speaks of you.
And Eddie?
Just the same, you know, crazy kid.
And Charlie?
I don't know for sure. I think they got him the other night. Charlie was a great guy, Bert. Remember when we were kids? It was Charlie who used to break up all the fights.
Tom, are you guilty?
Guilty? Guilty of what?
The Greeno kidnapping. Were you and Mother and the others in on it?
What is guilty? What's it mean? Isn't it only what they can prove? If they can't prove anything, a man's innocent, isn't he?
I'm asking you now, not only as your lawyer, but as your brother.
Yeah. Sure, we pulled the Greeno job.
You still have the ransom money?
Every cent of it. And almost all of the 100,000 we got from Pan. Picture that, Bert. Almost $400,000. It's been days when we haven't been able to eat. Days when poor Mom was hungry and cold because we couldn't pay for a night's lodging in a hideout. No wonder we got burned up on Christmas Eve, cracked out on that job.
Mother stopped by the house Christmas Eve. She saw the baby.
Sure, that's why we came to Center City. Mom wanted to see your kid. What's he like, Bert? I kind of like to see him myself. After all, I'm his uncle.
Tom, you're in a bad spot.
You mean with the law? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm telling you, they can't prove anything. Greeno never laid eyes on any of it. He can't identify it.
They've got you, Tom. You're nailed. You don't understand how the FBI works.
The FBI. They're way overrated.
They've tracked down every relative, every friend, everybody who's ever known you, or Frost, and the rest of us. They know everything about you. Things you don't even know yourself. They have your fingerprints from the kidnapping hideout. Greeno doesn't have to identify you.
Get me out of here. Give me 10 minutes freedom and they'll never catch up with us.
Oh, no, you're wrong. They'd get you if they had to trail you for years. It might take time, but it would happen.
You wouldn't steer me wrong. Not you, my own brother.
Oh, look, Tom. I'd lay down my life for you. For Mother, for Eddie, if I thought it'd do any good. But you're at the end of your rope, Tom. You're never going to see freedom again. Can't you understand that?
You mean I can't beat this rep?
There's no trick that could save you. They're going to try you for the Greeno kidnapping, and they're going to convict you. And they're going to send you to a federal penitentiary for the rest of your life.
Until I die?
If you plead guilty, the court might take that into consideration. I don't know.
Plead guilty? Is that what you're advising me to do?
Yeah. It's all you can do.
If you want my brother, my kid brother, I... Sorry, Bert. I didn't mean that.
Defense ready to continue this hearing?
There'll be no need to continue the hearing, Your Honor. The defendant waives extradition. The defendant will return willingly to the jurisdiction of the court where he was indicted for kidnapping. He also pleads guilty to the charge of kidnapping.
Prisoner is to be placed in charge of the federal authorities. Court adjourned.
Goodbye, Tom. Goodbye, Chris. I feel better now.
Are you Torrey?
That's right.
Tell me you're pretty strong around here.
I'll do till someone bigger comes along. What do you want?
My son, Tom.
It's a large order. They're moving him out of town in half an hour.
I want him. He's my boy. They're not going to send him to prison.
The job will cost you $10,000. Cold money.
Make us a deal on the Greeno dough.
I'll give you 10 grand for the Greeno money. And the pan money. Now, don't haggle. Those are my terms. I've only got one price. You've got less than half an hour to catch them as they take him to the airport.
10 grand for almost 400,000. We don't even see a red cent.
I'll wait upstairs. I don't like this cellar.
Part of that dough's mine. I took chances, but I lived like a dog to keep it.
We'll get more money when Tom's free.
No, we're through. Don't you understand it? Can't you feel it? We're through.
We're just beginning. We got things to live for now. They killed Charlie. We got to square that.
Talk. I made a mistake ever listening to you. I let you push me around because I believed you. We're going to take us places. We were going right to the top. Well, you see where we've landed. We're through, old woman. And my share of that dough is every last cent I've got in the world. It's every cent I'm ever liable to have.
Getting scared, eh?
Damn, getting scared. Getting scared. And tired. Tired of being chased all over the country. Tired of hiding out in any hole we can find. I want peace and quiet. I want to take my share of the dough and sneak away from here. I want to go to some far-off place and get me a job. Any kind of a job, just enough to live on while that dough is cooling off. And then someday I'll lean back on that money and take life easy for a change.
And all the while, Tom will be in prison. Dying a little every day. Doing the same thing every day. Cooped up. Going crazy little by little while we're out breathing good, clean air. Free!
Breaks, don't you understand? Sure, they got Tom, they got Charlie. All right, they didn't get us.
They're not going to keep Tom.
Then make another deal with Torrey. My share's 150 grand, and I want it.
All right, George. I'll see Torrey. I'll make another deal. You'll get what's coming to you.
I don't want to be unreasonable, Eddie. All I want's my share. You can see that, can't you?
Sure, George, sure. It's just that Ma wants to spring Tom. She just went off her head a little, that's all.
Now do exactly as you were told. Let them handle the business at the airport. You just stand by to pick up Tom. And when he gets in, step up and keep going. Okay.
That's the signal for us to stop.
The G-men, get ready, boys.
He's firing. I'll get into the plane. We're losing him.
told Tori this was a crazy idea. Not for all the Greeno dough and the
Who's Tory?
Why, he thinks he's a big-shot politician.
You take care of things here. We'll take care of Tory.
All right. All right, boys. Bring that other fella in here.
See? I said we could trust him.
I couldn't get here this morning. I had to wait till my lunch hour.
We thought maybe something happened.
Something did.
What?
Nothing to get excited about. Ma doesn't like you fellas. When she read that, she really hit the ceiling.
Police believe Webster's looted Midwest Bank in daring daylight robbery. $25,000 in Federal Reserve notes taken.
I'll bet she was burned.
She called you every name in the catalog. I was afraid to ask her to take you in for a while. Ma sure blows up when anybody else gets away with the job and we get the publicity.
Well, what do we do now, smart guy?
Is it still worth $1,000 to you for a hideout?
If it's safe, it is.
Then you owe me $1,000. I found a place last night, way out in the country. It's a broken-down farm.
So now we milk cows and grow spinach.
Nope, I got your spinach right here, and in the back, too. All the vitamins from A to G, fresh from the canning factory where I work. I want to break away from this burg. We've been here nearly a year.
Well, what's holding you?
Ma's got the idea the longer we stay here and play at being respectable, the safer we are. But I don't like it. What do you think she's planning to do now?
I have no idea.
Giving a Christmas party for the kids so the neighbors will think she's a nice old woman. She goes around borrowing cups of sugar and butter and stuff like that and pays them back twice as much just to make an impression.
Doesn't sound like the Ma Webster I used to know.
Yeah, she's lost her punch, but I haven't. Now, you fellas be cooled off in a month or so, then I'm going to be in with you. I don't need Ma anymore.
Not if she's slipping.
She can go on living here the rest of her life if she wants to, but I'm getting out. Imagine me working in a canning factory for $18 a week.
Yeah, where's that farm you got for us?
Where's that $1,000?
Right here.
Here's a map. Now, you drive out the east road about 4 miles and you'll find a bridge. Turn to your left and go exactly a mile. There's a broken-down gate beside a big advertising sign. That's the place. You won't need a key. I left the joint open.
We'll find it all right.
Now, remember, this transaction is just between the two of us. I don't want Ma to know anything about it.
It'd swing on you, eh?
Those days are all over. I'll bring you the rest of the stuff on Saturday.
Break down and get us a turkey, will you?
Sure, a nice big fat. I'll see you Saturday.
All cars are warned to stop when hailed. Failure to do so will result in fire from officers. The whole state and many other parts of the Midwest is a virtual armed camp.
Interesting and puzzling. Remember that? I've just heard from Washington on the fingerprints, and they've identified them.
Eddie Webster.
What's that?
Eddie Webster's thumbprint.
In the same ink as the stencil?
Yes.
Merry Christmas on behalf of the canning company.
Thank you. Same to you.
I will.
I gotta get out and pay the light bill now.
New Year's Eve.
Hello, Ma.
Ross, who is it?
Look, the company's Christmas present. $5.
That has broke their heart.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Don't touch that switch. Let it alone.
Just wanted to see how the lights look.
You'll see soon enough. Here, put this on.
It's kind of big, isn't it?
Now, stuff a cushion.
This is rich. Me playing Santa Claus. Ma, why do you do these things anyway? I mean, this party for the kids, the way you're always helping the neighbors. Everybody around here thinks you're swell.
That's been the idea. When we leave this place, if our old trail does ever catch up with us, it'll stop dead right here. No one in this town will ever suspect that we're the ones that they're being asked questions about.
Yeah.
Huh? You sure do look funny. If Tommy and Charlie and George Frost could only see you now.
You don't have to rub it in.
You boys take the back sides of the house. We'll take the front. Don't use your guns unless you have to.
Right.
Honest, you look swell. You make even me believe in Santa Claus.
Yeah? What am I going to tell those kids? Won't I have to say something?
Sure. Tell them to always be honest, doing good, and never tell lies, and never do anything they're ashamed of. You know, spread it on thick.
Okay.
Come on, Mrs. Webster. We're federal officers. You're under arrest.
Mom. You hear that?
How'd they ever find us here?
Get back, everybody. We're federal officers.
G-men. They're all around the house.
Come on out, Mrs. Webster. We'll come in after you.
All right, Mr. G-man, we're ready for you. Take that out of the window. I think they're smart finding us. Try and get us!
You better surrender, Mrs. Webster. You haven't got a chance.
Try and take us and see if we haven't got a chance. There's that window!
You better surrender, Mrs. Webster.
Eddie. Eddie! Eddie, get up! Get up and fight! Eddie! Isn't finished. Can't be. No, it can't be!
Put up your hands, Mrs. Webster. You're under arrest.
All right, Mr. G-Man. You win.
Get a coat.
Merry Christmas, Eddie.